Okay. Now I got a problem. What? Can you hear me, Brennan?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Uh, YouTube just wants me to re-enter my password. That why they decided to do it now, I don't know. Okay, I think we're set. So Howard Owens with the Batavian here. Hopefully the live stream is going out correctly. I know we're recording this. So this is our first attempt at doing a live stream interview for the Batavian. This is something I think during this coronavirus issue that we'll try to make more use of, talk to leaders in the community about things especially related to coronavirus, and also we'll probably do some other topical interviews as we have the opportunity. Welcome your feedback. If you're watching this on the YouTube stream, you'll be able to give chat questions and feedback, and we would like to know more about what you think about this. Today we're talking to Brennan Briggs, and I'm going to bring him on right now. If I do this right. Coach Briggs, there you are. So, Coach Briggs, first of all, tell us about, how are you and your family doing?
We're doing good. Everything's good at home. Wife and two kids are downstairs running around like crazy. So I didn't really expect this to blow up like this. So there's been some phone calls. I didn't really want to be in the spotlight, but, it kind of is what it is. And my wife's dealing with it right now. So, but we're good.
Well, I appreciate you doing this. We talked about, wanting to get some kids on, but we, just short timeline and the technical difficulties. This is just a big experiment going on right now, so complicating it more would have been more difficult. So,
Yeah.
tell us. We saw this on social media about what you and the team are doing to help out the community. Tell us more about what you're doing.
So again, I mean, it's a time where everyone's very uncertain about things, and I know that I'm no research scientist or specialist, but I know that the elderly are kind of the most at risk here. So I just thought it would be a good thing to use my platform as a leader in the community to put it out there that our football team and myself and our coaches are willing to help out the elderly if they need any of the essentials, food and things like that. Again, I want to make sure that everyone understands too. I would never put my student athletes in position or at risk of anything, So if we get calls or messages about anybody who needs essentials, it would be arranged where, it's a doorstep to doorstep type of thing, not really human contact again, because the district's doing a great job with really promoting the social distancing. So, we're here to help, but again, I wouldn't put my student athletes at risk, but in the same breath, we're here for the community and want to make sure that everyone feels safe, especially the elderly and those that may be out of town and have elderly in Batavia that they can't check up on.
So, something you bring up, just talk about, you don't. We appreciate that you don't want to put your players at risk. Are you kind of two questions? If people need help, what do they do? And then, are you doing any kind of questions with him, screening? Make sure that the help is appropriate and timely.
Yeah, I mean, there have been we haven't had a ton of people reach out yet to me. I've had someone from the aging nutrition program mentioning that they may need help running meals out to those in Genesee County, the elderly that can't come and get them. So again, I'm going to try and handle what I can myself. And I also have a lot of coaches of mine who have reached out, and even community members who have seen the post. They've sent me text messages and said, hey, anything you need, I have pickup trucks. It's amazing the amount of people who have kind of rallied around this, just reaching out to me saying, hey, if you're getting an influx of people that are asking for help, like don't hesitate to, contact me and we'll help out.
Great. So, Coach, how'd you come up with? Are you and your guys come up with this idea? Let me get the scanner here. No surprise that the scanner's going on, right?
Yeah.
So, how'd you and your guys come up with this idea, and why'd you want to do it?
Again, it just kind of hit me that there's a lot of people that are uncertain about what's going on and very anxious, and what can we do to help out? And again, using my platform as a leader in the community, I thought that it would be important to step up and try to make sure that people know that there is some help out there, and there are good people in the community willing to help. And with the football program and obviously we have quite a few players, and if we needed, people to, put groceries in my truck or whatnot, like, my players could definitely help out with that. So, I just think it's a good lesson for them to learn also that, it's good to help out in a time of need and to be a selfless individual.
So I know, Coach, from hanging out with you, your guys on the sideline and whatnot, and being to your practices, reliance is a big word around your field. I know that it's kind of a motto of the team. How does, let me put it this way. What can the community learn about reliance, through this? This is definitely a stressful time for the community.
Yeah. Just that there's always hope out there.
Excuse me, resilience is the word.
Resilience, yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah. I know what you meant. There's always hope out there for better days, and it can be, it takes one person to be the catalyst, and people can rally around it. So, again, everybody knows this cliche stuff, but life can knock you down. And you've got to control the controllables. That's something I always tell my players. I've always preached it. Control what you can control. And there's a lot of things that are out of our control, but if you can help out in a safe manner and still make sure that you're not at risk, then, control what you can control to help out and make a positive impact.
So, American culture, community has always been a big part of the American ethic. And, of course, with football, it's about community, but it's about team, about family. We see that, with the Blue Devils all the time. You've done a great job of promoting that in your players. Kind of what advice do you maybe have for us about, in a time like this, coming together as a community?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I don't have, all the answers, but, my big thing is just lead by example, and do what you can do to help out. If you have an elderly neighbor, or somebody who might need some help, go check on them. And again, make sure you're taking care of yourself and washing your hands and doing all those things. But I always tell my guys, there's 11 guys on the football field. I said, do your 111th. And, if we kind of translate that into the community, if you can do your part in the community to make sure that everyone's taken care of. And, I think that we can see kind of a turn in some positive effects, even if it's, it's going to take a while for, this whole thing to take its course. But I think that if you're, genuine and willing to help out, that it's almost like the trickle down, the domino effect where you pay it forward, and people see that there are people doing good things, and they might build off of that, and they're going to pay it forward.
That's great. You're also a middle school teacher. You're the coach. What do you think your students can take away from a project like this?
Again, I think that they can take away that it's my student athletes, the football team, all athletes. It's not so much about, what you do on that field. You can have a positive effect in the community off the field. And, I want these guys to understand that, it's more than just being a part of the team, but on a football field, you got to just make sure we take care of our community and hopefully are doing the right things out there, and people see that we do care about those in the community.
Coach, I really appreciate your time. I know you got a lot going on with your family and everything else going on, and so really appreciate that. Any final thoughts that you want to share?
No, just make sure everybody's taking care of themselves, doing their part, and washing their hands. And again, that social distancing is a big thing. So, make sure you understand that it is a serious thing, and if we all do this together, I think that we could see the effects spread pretty quick, and hopefully this will come to an end sooner than everybody's anticipating.
Great, Coach. Really appreciate it. Great to have you on, and I'm going to sign off now. And again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Howard. Appreciate it.